best in the world. If you don't know, now you know. No.
My voice for the one time. Drop some emojis in the chat. We're about to begin. Maestro, can you cue that fancy schmancy, hancy dancy music, please, for the one time? Yeah! Let's go, everybody! Welcome to the #1 producer show for everybody in America. The Makers Club presents Makers FM.
You are now tuned in to Makers Radio, the best in the world. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. How's everybody feeling right now? It is currently June 24th, 2025. We are already a good portion of the way completed with June. completely close to finishing with June. I appreciate y'all being here. Crash said, outside of possibly blocking a major opportunity, I'm feeling down about it. I'm all right. What's going on with you, Crash? Explain. I want to hear all the jazz. Let me go and make sure all this is perfectly set up. Make sure it follows my face. If you guys are tuned in for the first time or whether you are returning, let it be known in the chat. If this is your first time, your second time, how many times have you joined this live stream? What this live stream is periodically Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm usually here cooking up, creating, talking with none others than the greatest producers in the world, aka the Makers Club. You guys watching. You guys are the ones that make this space run. Everybody you currently see right now in the chat, they're also a part of the Makers Club. And if you haven't joined the Makers Club, I highly urge you to cop a sample pack and tap in. And so typically we like to collaborate, cook up, create, and just learn about how to make stuff, because what good is it to make music and not know how to get into it? We got some first time visitors. Let yourself be known. Let yourself be known. We're happy, friendly people here. Just as a forewarning, a lot of the philosophies that I do discuss live on the stream are very biblically based, and it's not just to be like religious or anything. It's more so to be that I understand principles, and I firmly believe that principles are what guides the creative process. And if we understand those processes, you can be able to not only just take what's happening here and apply it to what you're doing musically, but it also helps influence what's going on creatively in the world. And so I just want to say, whether you make music, whether you make art, whether you make anything, this is the space to be able to better understand why and how to be able to get to where you need to go as a creator. And I appreciate you guys. And with that being said, let's go run some frequencies for the one time. Crash says here, let me go and turn down these frequencies a little bit. As well, I also got another camera kind of like recording everything, so don't be surprised if you guys end up seeing some of these like pop up on the socials, for that matter. I've actually been learning how I can be able to blend the two together, but I just want to say I appreciate everybody, first timers, second timers, 5,000 timers. I appreciate you being here. And if you haven't got yourself a snack, got yourself anything to eat, if you're currently working, I highly urge you, do not stop working. Just keep doing what you're doing. But I'm glad that you're here. Crash, let me go and read what Crash said. He said he had convos of a potential interview, but the language they were using wasn't aligning. And with the type of work I'm looking for, either way, it would have been a job where I'm backlogged on other people's work. I'm down about it mainly because the pay was very good. Oh, that's, dang, bro. I feel that. Especially when you know the pay is good. But you know something? I think what that slowly indicates for me, bro, for the short amount of time that I've had I would say short, for the amount of time that you've popped up here on the stream and being able to like know you and understand you, that is a very high level thing you did. Because here's the thing, right? This is the most beautiful thing that I understood about money, work, jobs, and just to, let you know, you are very real and honest to feel your feelings with that. And I appreciate you sharing that here on the stream. If things don't align, it is better to have alignment than to chase something that can change at a moment's notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd rather be around people who respect your name and understand what you bring to the table versus backlogged. I even dropped a sound pack called The Backlog. So I like all the ideas that literally made no sense to me probably is what someone else needed. But for what you do, sir, you understand how things are built. So, I know whatever is going to happen, and I pray and hope that whatever that next opportunity is, it aligns perfectly with where you need to go. So that's my hope and my prayer for you, bro. I will say though, you've been knocking the mess out them bass 808s, brother. Man, you've been crushing it with the beats, bro. So Crash, more power to you, man. Definitely Godspeed with whatever happens next. And I know when that right opportunity comes as well, not just with Crash, but for everybody watching. If you're trying to get a new job, trying to get a new space, like this is it. You know what I'm saying? Rare Species says, "Ayo, Chief, I wanted to upload a mix of all the sample flips I made. I wanted to ask if you cool with that." Yeah. Where you upload it to? Is it gonna be on YouTube? Let me know, cause like I would love to like if you wanna send it to me, I could post it on the Makers FM channel. We haven't had anything on that channel yet, and I've actually been wanting to ask, like, what should we put out? You know what I'm saying? What should we put out as like the first kind of like drops? Cause I realize Makers FM doesn't have a SoundCloud yet. We don't have a SoundCloud. We don't have a Twitter. We do have an Instagram account, but we don't have the website like officially locked in yet, unfortunately. But that's coming. That's coming. I think what I'm starting to recognize is I need to start delegating all the things that need to happen with Makers FM to like everybody else, because I'm realizing I'm just one person, you know. But yeah, if y'all want to drop those sample flips, like by all means, go crazy. I want to be able to just upload them to the Makers FM thing and have like a good visual behind all of them. Because I feel like there are definitely like flips that y'all have created. I'm like, there's no reason that should just be sitting on your hard drive. There's no reason for the beats that you made to just be sitting on the hard drive like that. No. The answer is no. I'm just joking. But someone asked where I got this pop filter from. This is an Amazon like $20 pop filter. Now, what's funny is it's like $1,000 microphone. It's a TLM 102. I got it from a friend of mine years ago. So would anybody be down to help run that? Like, I don't know how that would run, because we have so many joints, like, just to kind of like run. I've never done a 24-hour 7 days a week kind of like thing. I've always wanted to know how to do that. Like, I want to take the gifts to do that. Melu Vincent says, "Hello. Can you please give me a shout out and tell people to follow me on Instagram at Melu Vincent? I'm an artist and I have my first song dropping on the 27th of June. It will help me a lot." You know what? Shout out to Melu Vincent. Y'all follow at Melu Vincent on Instagram. Silver Rose says that AI video you posted earlier was like, bro, I was dying laughing. I was like, this is hilarious. I'll show it to you guys. I actually posted it on my story. I was like, and mind you, this wasn't like one of those things like, why didn't you get anybody else to just make the video for you? I will explain, because what I did in what the video was is not something you can just casually create. Like, no, that is of course artificial intelligence. So I'll show you guys. Hold on. It's really, really hilarious, because last night I was messing around with Midjourney, and Midjourney just dropped an update where you can like take pictures and also animate them. So I promised on everything. I literally stayed up till 1 a.m. in the morning and just took an image of me in the studio falling over. I was like making myself fall over with AI for like a solid 5 hours. I kid you not. Like, it was so funny because I wanted to make a beat video last night. I really, really wanted to, but nothing's more funnier than like watching my like persona just be like, it was just funny, bro. I was on there for hours. It literally took away the beat video idea I wanted to do last night. But this is the video. I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you. This is by far the correct. Now y'all know I just uploaded a video last night, right? Check this out. I uploaded a video this morning, and y'all know I was making the video, but this is what the AI thing did to my photo. It just took me out of space. It just yeah, the headphone cable. Like, bro, like, this was so funny. This was so funny. And so I'm like, I'm not mad at AI doing that. It's like, it was just funny. And so I promise on everything. I'm gonna see if I can find hold on, let me find remember, and actually I said this, let's see here. Let me find. What was because I promise I was sending it to my buddies last night, and we were having a field day. Like, I was like, yo, you could do this? Like, I look crazy right now. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I'm gonna pull these up. Hold on, let me show you. This is one. It's going into a black hole. I was like, bro, you could really do a lot. You could really do a lot. And I fell down. Like, I was like, yo, like, if I'm gonna use AI for my videos, I want to make it so comical where it's like this, like, you can't get mad at it. It's like, oh, he made himself fall down. Like, that's what we're doing in 2025. That's what we're doing in 2025. I'm making myself fall down in AI. Like, nothing is more cooler than that. And even here's the most impressive one. You ready? You guys want to see a really impressive one from last night? There was one from last night that was so freaking crazy. Like, I'm like, I have to do a rollout with, like, and I was really thinking about it. I was like, I need to be really funny for my next project. Like, I need it to be like, I need to have like the real world kind of like example of like what it's like to live inside my brain. Because don't get me wrong, I know I'm heavy about the music and I love God, and God knows that I love using this platform to be able to create and inspire people, and also learn about my own process and show everybody the process about creating. But nothing's more funnier than having like commentary with it. Cause like, you wouldn't expect me to just be falling down in the studio. Like, what are you doing at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning on Midjourney? Well, I'll tell you, I'll show you. I will show. Could you imagine like, hey, Kaelin, what do you be doing in the studio? Like, what were you doing before the Twitch streams? What were you doing before the Makers Club? And you know what I'd show him? I'd show him exactly this. This is exactly what I'd show him. I would show him exactly this. Look at this. Watch this. This is an out of pocket. Brace yourselves, y'all. This is crazy. I'm like, bro, like, what? Like, that's my kind of humor. This is perfect. I finally feel seen with, like, now y'all can see what be going on in my mind. Okay? Like, now you can see. Yeah, Kaelin dance, bro. Look at him. He just, bro. This is a crazier one. Hold on, let me find another one. Had the hat. How the home is supposed to trip. Bro, it's just like, golly. Man. And then this is what led to me coming up with the idea. Gift that one. Hold on. I can though. I actually can. Hold on. It's like a Looney Tunes character. Right. Like, bro, that's. I'm gonna do a voiceover one day. Just be like, this is what it's like to live in my mind for one day. Just like, what if there was a video, and I'm probably gonna do this. What if I made a video of just me throughout the day, and it's just like the most common times throughout the day. What am I doing? And what are people curious to know what I'm doing? It's just like, dog. Like, dude, just absolutely geeking. Just geek. That's what I love so much, man. So I appreciate y'all allowing me to kind of get goofy. One time. I might actually do that. I'm not gonna lie. I might actually upload that and be like, yeah, y'all should help me gift this. I'll be like, at everyone, how it feels to get asked for free beat. How I feel when I get asked for a free beat. Yeah, this is comedy. This is my kind of language. Rare Species says, speaking of goofy, someone just gave me a funky looking self-made puppet as a gift the other day. I think I'm gonna make it the mascot for the beat videos. Dude, do it, Rare Species. Cause like the one thing that I'm always learning is that, like, if AI, quote unquote, is like, if the whole thing is about like AI, like everybody's, oh, is it gonna replace? No, it's intended to do this. Purely, it's intended to do this. It's intended to just geek. Now I have a revenue to, like, I have an avenue to do it. I finally have an avenue. Like, do you know how empowering it is to finally feel like you can be a Looney Tunes character? Like actually become a Looney Tunes character. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Buffy's like, dude. He's like, hey. I'm gonna be like, it's okay. I'm on your side. On your side. It's okay, I'm on your side. He's like, hey, I'm kind of scared. Listen, we all need to be seen. Throwing hand and headbutts, just ready to just fight. Jared said, what do you use for you and AI and beat videos? Now, we'll say this. I'm not telling you guys to do this with any other footage but yours. I have photos, pictures, frames. The frames from these beat videos. Like right now, you could take, I literally take whatever it is at this moment. You could freeze this stream, screen grab, save the picture. Check this out. Mid-Journey. I promise on everything. I literally stayed up so late, just literally messing around with this thing, because it was that crazy. Just to let you guys know the amount of dedication I've had to this thing. I was up super late last night messing with this. So this is Mid-Journey. It gave me this one. I told it to give me like the motion blur effect. And it like moved my camera around. Even this one, this was a crazy one too. Yeah, this is all on Midjourney. They now support video. And honestly, I'm gonna just go and say for the record, yeah, bro, this is literally like, I want to be able to take my camera and do the weird stuff with it. I've always wanted to do that. Now I can do that. Not because I'm not creative enough. It's just, how can I get creative by moving my camera in a way that like how can I treat my camera like an invisible camera? I'm not taking from anybody's stuff. Not taking from anybody. Like literally, I'm just saying, make the camera move, okay? If I were to tell a machine to do anything, take what I got and I give you permission to make it look cool. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Yeah, I only want the camera. Because the one thing the one thing I have not been able to have is like a camera guy with me. You know, everything that I film is just literally me. So. Yeah, literally that's the only way I'd be able to be like, hey, this is how you can use it properly, like ethically. Like think outside of the box with your own environment. How could you do that? Literally, like think out of your own box. Even this, bro, this right here is comedy. This is crazy. This is how I feel sometimes. Yeah. This is literally the only advocation I'd say for it. Now, when it comes to generating things, it's a whole nother story. That's whole different story. Yeah, I literally made so many of these last night. I was up so late, bro. It got so bad. I was like, take me to outer space. Take me out, and I got random blueberries right here. The craziest one I seen was this one. This is the craziest one. This is the one I used for the beat video today. It like did a zoom in and it just kind of kept my setup similar. Straight up geeking. But aside from that, let me go and give you guys one more update for this week. I will be live again tomorrow at 2 o'clock here on the stream. And I won't just be live like on my own. I'll be live here with the ones and the onlys at Ableton. We'll be live here like on the stream talking about the new tool that they just dropped called Expressive Chords. If you don't know what Expressive Chords is, it is a machine that they built within Ableton, modeled off of the Push, might I add. They built it for the intention of being able to play your chords on the Push. And it's super, super fire. I love using it because there's a lot of presets on it. I kind of feel like, oh gosh, Leotis was involved or Jan Hunter was involved to some degree because some of those chords that are on there, woo, been hidden. So yeah, I'll be live again tomorrow, and I'll be live on Thursday doing Feedback Thursday. Yeah. Ciano, I'm gonna be live all week. That's the number one thing that's gonna be happening for me this week. I'm definitely gonna be live. Like, I was live yesterday, I'm live today, I'm live tomorrow at like 2, and then I'll be live again at 5 on Thursday. So yeah, we're just keeping it pacing, man. Definitely going live on Thursday. We're doing that Feedback Thursday. Thursday, still Feedback Thursday. Y'all just not expecting me to be live like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's not something that happens. Yeah. So yeah, definitely be ready for that. And if you don't know what Feedback Thursday is, I have a thing called the Q slot system where people can submit music to be listened to live here on the stream. We've had insanely gifted, talented people, not only to just not only just submit music and have their stuff, played, but we've discovered some insanely gifted people just randomly on the internet by doing this. So if you want to have a chance to do it, we have 15 free slots just going to be open for the free ski. But if you want to skip the line, there will be a slot for that. That way, whatever the queue is, you can skip ahead. So, yeah. That's the vibe. Plus, it's hot outside today and tomorrow. Man, it's so hot, bro. So hot. It's been a hard day. It's been a hard day. Whoa. So, before I get into it, I actually learned something pretty cool today, but I'll show you. There was a beat video I just uploaded to the IG ski, and I'll show you guys today what it looks like. Let me show you. So, this is the beat that I just uploaded today. It's called Fortress. Yeah, this is it. You staying on super hot days? Yes, I do. I did this morning. How you get the sticks to sound like that? I just have my mics on. My mics, they're really close. That's just how they sound. Yeah. You peep that glitch though? That's where the AI came in. I was like, let me go ahead and it's right there. I just want that frame. But you know what I'm starting to love? I love how video, music, and knowledge has low-key become a little bit synthetic. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the fact that you can emulate frequencies, but you can also emulate visuals. You can emulate pretty much everything. And that can be both a beautiful thing and a scary thing. So who would have thought that? You can imitate a frequency. You can also imitate what looks real. It's kind of gnarly. We don't talk about that yet. We ain't talking about that one yet, but I did that today, literally this morning. Plus, might also mention yeah. Black Keys Music says here, what's your suggestion for a decent background for a video's green screen wise? So I'll be transparent with you, man. I haven't touched a green screen since middle school. I remember we had years ago a solid like camera green screen setup, but then I remember even having like a thought, like the green screen. Think about my background, right? You see my drum kit, my couch, my keyboards, my wall. This is naturally how it looks. Now, if I really wanted to tweak this setup, what I would do is I would think a little bit outside of the box. Think about what a green screen is, right? A green screen is intended that you take the back part and turn it into another thing. But might I suggest something? You can convert, I think with technology now, anything into a green screen. What I would recommend is finding a solid space like this. Let's say you got like an area that's similar to this. You got a good like area with like depth to field and ratio. You take the camera, get a good shot of your background, and then film with like a green outer layer surrounding you. This could be on CapCut. Low-key CapCut has been very, very, very clutch. And I would just literally film. I would take a picture of the background and film on top of the background. But if you do want a green screen, your strongest bet is like, yeah, I would highly suggest you to get that. Yeah. I'm talking a little bit right now before you end up cooking. Is that a launch key behind you? Yes, it is. So this actually, hold on. It's a good thing we're talking about this. Hold on. This is a Novation launch key. But this isn't just any Novation. It's the brand new one. I'll be having this thing kind of swapped out. I'll probably have this thing swapped out. Probably gonna be on a table at some point. Just cause I have a keyboard underneath the table, right? But I also do want to have one like on the desk. So let me actually see something real quick. I wonder if I can do that. I might be able to. Hold on. Nah, I'll have to figure out something. Hulk Hodden says, how do you get your mixes so good with no wall treatment? Honestly, I've been in this room for like 10 plus years. I know how it sounds when I play stuff. And what's funny is because I always correlate everything back to headphones. If it sounds good in a room like this, and you could play it back on headphones, and you're probably gonna be able to get something balanced. I think my understanding of how sounds are supposed to sound, I use the same sounds for every single beat for like the last like 5-ish years. They just kind of get tweaked every now and then, but I've been using the same sounds. The way that the means that I get to that sound is like always different, but it doesn't change. But what's my opinion on going for Ableton? Not the suite level right before, as opposed to FL. The only reason I like Ableton is because I'm a sound designer by heart, okay? I love experimenting with sounds. And what I love about Ableton is its functionality that allows me to be able to kind of create sounds on the fly. So that's why I love it. If I'm not tripping, his setup is on the long axis of the room. Exactly. You see? Yeah, my couch is literally right there. The carpet on the ground. Like, the one thing that I don't hear a lot of is like mad like slap bag. Yeah, it's the couch. Low-key, I really think it's just the couch that like makes this room sound so good. Because when people come here, they be like, yo, how do you get it to sound like this? And I honestly, I got very comfortable being in this room, and I understand how it sounds. It's like it's like, you know how a closet is supposed to sound. There's nothing in the closet. It's simply because nothing is supposed to sound like it's slapping back. But I know how to make things sound good in this room because I work with the slap back, you know? So with that being said, how many of you guys like to cook? How many of y'all like to cook? Not just musically, but just making food. Like, do y'all like cooking food? Because I had a really giant realization today. And I wish someone would have explained it to me like this when I was in college. But I learned so much with something very, very small. And I'll tell you how it happened. I'm currently at the moment about to like finish up a mix for a artist. and they were asking about, hey, can you make my vocals sound warmer? Now, when someone tells you, I want to make a sound warm, off rip, it kind of sounds like two totally different. It sounds like two totally different things. Like, okay, warm. Warm is temperature, but then there's sound. You can hear a sound, you can feel frequencies, but a temperature for a frequency, how does that correlate? You know, because someone's like, hey, I can you make my sound warm? And I don't know why it took me this long to really understand like gain staging, but when someone says they want something warm, what do? You usually go take whatever you got and warm it up in the microwave, right? Now, what's so crazy is, and this is literally the funny part that like messed my brain up. When I was in college, we had these old school SSL console like boards. And when you would get to a knob on like a channel, like, you know, those little small knobs on the channel strip, they would refer to the knobs as pots. Okay. And usually, and actually not even usually, there was an instructor that actually specifically never EQ'd. He never EQ'd, but somehow, some way, he always would get the most warm sound out of the board and out of just a mic. And he never EQ'd at all. But it would sound amazing. And I always used to wonder, like, how are you doing? Like, he would go to a knob, turn it, and then boom, it would just sound freaking incredible. And I'm like, how did you do that? Until I just realized today, when you warm something up, you have to go to the pot and turn up the temperature. Now, how does that correlate to music? Well, when someone says their vocal is not warm enough, that does not mean the volume. It means the gain. Now, why does it mean the gain? And this is the part that messed my brain up. Gain is supposed to increase how hot something gets, because the old school method was if you crank the pot, it'll get warmer. You see what I'm saying? You crank the pot to turn up the temperature. Now, if gain turns up the temperature, then what in the world is the volume knob? I'll tell you. The volume is intended to set a limit on how hot the pot gets. Bro! I did not realize this until I started cooking. Like, think about when you go to the oven top. Think about when you go to the oven top and you gotta put food on a pot. You can't cook food on a pot with a pot that's cold. You gotta turn up the temperature. Turn the temperature. The volume is the size of the pot. Exactly. How much can you fit in the... Exactly, rare species. That was the part that, like, I promise you, I was making food and I was like, that was a part, and I promise you, I was as lost as it may sound, and I don't want to lose any of y'all when I say this, like, literally, like, your gain is your temperature and your volume is how much you have. Like, how hot can it get and how big of a pot can I get? That is volume and that's gain. And I promise you, the moment that it hit, I realized, dude, I could have saved so much time just turning up, not the volume, but the gain. But the gain, like, I'm gonna show you a good example of this. Let me show you a good example. Let me mess y'all brain up. You ready for this? I'm gonna show you something crazy. Let me show you something. This is literally the most simplest thing. When I show you, you're gonna be like, oh. And dog, I promise on everything sacred, this was the silliest thing look at this. I'm gonna show you. So let's just pick like a random clap. Okay, or like a snare. Let's grab a snare. Grab like something really, really like teeny. I just need something small. I don't need nothing crazy. Yeah, that's good. Boom. We're gonna put this right here. So the gain, right? Your gain is not volume, but you just got the snare here and you're like, okay, cool. Sounds great. But someone's like, can I make the snare warmer? Look at this. Look at this. Look at what we're looking at here. What does it kind of look like? What does this kind of look like? Yeah. Gain staging instead of just turning up the fade. Like, this is literally the gain now. It's the gain. The pot. Now watch this. Let's say I gotta warm this. It's too hot. Okay. You make it. That snare is fried. I know. And someone goes, I need to make my snare warmer. When I tell you the epiphany of, oh, yes, the pitch knob looks like a stove knob. This was literally it, bro. The literal like, oh, like I said, I was literally in the kitchen like, oh. And like, what's crazy is you can make this mug as loud as you want. God, Lee, it is actually clipping too. But it don't sound bad. It don't sound bad at all. It's clipping, but even that's probably because I have my soft clip on the master. Even if you look at the master, look at this. Look at this. Smaller the pot, the less space. Yeah. Exactly, Cento. The smaller the spot, the smaller the pot. The smaller the pot, the less space you have to turn something up. Dog, literally exactly that. I was like, dog, how is that different from it's literally that, like, okay, if I told you go up 10, go down 10 on your gain. Go down 10 on your gain. Watch how different it sounds. Watch. But if you raise the temperature, because you know how they be making them fried memes when it's just everything is just distorted. That's why they call it fried, because it's hot. It's hot. And you can do this with everything. You can do this with pictures. Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh God. The amount of times I've been in a studio session and watched somebody turn a knob and think like, what did he just do? He just cranked the temperature. It wasn't hot enough. If you were in the kitchen cooking and you were just stirring this pot and you're like, why is my food not warming up? Well, what's your temperature at? What is your temperature at, sir? I don't know. is your saturation. Yeah. Y'all ever seen the memes where they be like frying like the mess out of Shaquille O'Neal? Like that's literally, think of a warm photo. It's like, oh, I promise you before today, I never actually thought about this like this. That's what makes like things like the knock plugin so insane, because literally Decap is the smartest guy ever. He's the smartest guy ever. He made a machine that allows you to warm things up. And not just warm the temperature of just the entire sound, but like literally it's just gain. It's like gain. Like it's literally gain. And I'm like, that's how you get drums that like bro, it's the silliest realization I've had about music, and it just hit me in my 28 years of being alive on this planet that is what it means. It's the craziest thing ever. And what's funny is you could crank the temperature all you want. You can crank the temperature all you want, but if that pot isn't big enough, if the pot isn't big enough, it's not gonna feed anybody. Like literally, if I crank this thing, like if I just crank this and not have any size to a pot, let's say the pot is super, super small. Let's say the pot is like -12. You will notice a huge difference if you go down -26. And this is me frying the mess out of the snare. It's just how big the pot is. When you hit 0 is like, that's as big as the pot can get, unless you want to. Choice is yours though. Let them cook. Let them cook hits so different because literally we're literally cooking with frequencies. That's what music is. You're cooking with frequencies. And the fact that like it took me this long to recognize that exactly is what is happening. It makes sense when someone goes, oh yeah, my voice is not warm. That means you need to crank. When I say crank the dial, that's literally what I mean. That is quite literally what I mean when I say crank the dial. Yeah. Eureka moment is absolutely like, and it took for me to actually make some food to like actually do it. So highly suggest you guys, if you make music, get into cooking. Not just cooking with frequencies, but cooking with food. Like make a meal and just watch how like the natural principles of how the earth works start to interact with spices, with smells, with cayenne pepper, like, yeah. Seasonings. We're talking about seasonings. Seasonings. Sprinkle a little something. A little something. I hope you catch my drift. But that's it for that's all I got. I had that epiphany today, bro. And this is actually the craziest thing. I sometimes just like transparency. I am the type of individual to think, not overthink, but think about how something works, because there's a common denominator on how something works. It's not just that it works for a specific reason. Temperature is supposed to let things cool down or heat up. Heating up is supposed to cook all the, yeah, it's It's crazy when you start thinking about how connected everything is. And trust me, if you guys are having this connection right now at this moment, just wait until the next thing pops up and you're gonna be like, oh, like this is me every day. This is me every day. Appreciate you, Shane. We reverse searing our MIDI. What food did you make when that hit you? I actually have chicken to bake. I have a chicken breast that I'm gonna be cooking. I have like a giant blue pot that I'm gonna like season the chicken. After I season it, I'm gonna have it in the oven. I have like rice, I have vegetables, and I'm probably just gonna meal prep to have myself solid for the next like week or so. So that is what I got going on. Yeah. I think people who can see music look at it like how Remy saw the different flavors in the movie. Low key. Well, like, you know, so much to learn from making music about life in general. And that's the sad part. Because Rare Species, what's so crazy is a lot of how we create is intertwined to how life works, which is why I always think about biblical principles, not to be like religious, but also I look at it from the context that, oh, this is how it works. Like, as much as people give like the Bible flack, I really do believe that, like, as much as it is, it's so human. It's a very human thing about like, how do I deal with this? How does this work? I'm crying because this is what's going on. Well, there's a reason. And things just don't happen just cause. Y'all ever heard of the term nothing from nothing leads nothing? That's literally like it's the same principle happens with music. It's so the best cooks have a little bit of like we look at the details of things. You know, that's how it works. If you understand how something works, one thing that is a common principle, when you find how one thing works, the common denominator is you figuring out how it works. It's connected to other things as well. It is. What's good, Zach? My cousin is in the chat, y'all. The cookbook. I love cooking for that reason. But with that being said, if you haven't tapped into the Makers FM Club, this is the space where we typically talk about creating, making stuff, and just how to learn how to cook up and create. So yeah, Zach, you just missed it though. We had a correlation where cooking and making music are very correlated. And whoever said the seasonings are your effects, close. Your seasonings. I would actually, you know what I would say? When people say sauce it up, you ever heard someone say sauce it up? Throw some barbecue sauce on it. Barbecue sauce is funny because it's like a combination like vinegar and sugar and brown sugar and spices. And it's a combination. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. And I'll give myself a handful more minutes and then we'll get into making some music like for real. Onyx says, wanted to say, I saw someone talk about how music production nowadays is no longer enjoyable. But his logic was to state that how you had learned basically a bunch of things, and I thought it was him just missing the point of creativity. You know, the sad part I think about creativity is that creativity is so beautiful. I'll just say creativity is so beautiful, but unfortunately at this point we have allowed so many things to get in the way of what our creativity is supposed to be, which when God, whether you believe it or not, when God placed us on this planet, he gave us something like a gift. Okay, people call it a gift, people call it a light, people call it an energy. And growing up in church, they call it the anointing. right? In different cultures, they call it different things. But what I began to really understand is that special factor that everybody has is not only intended to just show it off. Like, of course, you're good at playing keys. Of course, you're good at playing drums. Of course, you're good at playing this or good. Of course, you're funny. Of course, you're this. But like, it's the point of creativity is it is our only tool to solve problems when everything else fails. Do you ever notice how creative you get when there's no money really in your account and you gotta eat food? You ever notice how more creative you get when the amount of money that you had coming in at one point suddenly changes, or when you haven't gotten your deposit for certain projects, or when you haven't, you see what I'm saying? Like, when you don't have, your brain tends to naturally think, what can I improvise for this moment? Yeah, my diet always gets better too when I don't have the deposits come in. I'll be like, sheesh. And folks be thinking, Kaelin, you must be rolling the money. When that money is here, it's here. And then I get comfortable. But then when I don't have that money, dog, I somehow find a way to make whatever I got to work. Did you know you could make a hearty meal out of kidney beans, palm hearts, and corn? If you cook that right and you got at least salt and pepper and a little bit of chili flakes, you can make the heartiest meal, and it only costs $5. A can of beans, 99 cents. Like, the amount of creativity you have, you will get stuffed. It will become low-key too much to eat. But you notice how creative you get when you don't have what you're normally used to. It's because when God programmed all of us, that ability to think outside of the box is supposed to come up. And the problem about creativity is that we have had way too many things get in the way of it. So when people be like, I can't go without my fill in the blank, it could be literally whatever. I can't do without my coffee. I can't do without my energy. I can't do without this. I got to have this for a day. I have this for, and when people go without it, the brain starts thinking like, I got to have it. I got to have it. I must have. You can't eat, bro. If you want to feel what deliverance feels like, turn off YouTube and turn off your phone for a meal at least. And you will just start to feel the problems of what you're really dealing with simply just kind of fade. When was the last time you turned off your phone? Not let the phone die, but when was the last time you let your phone turn off? Just turn it off. You ever try to navigate around a city without a phone? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, digital detox. We don't talk about that enough. I literally guarantee you, and I would propose this for everybody, if you have at least a sliver of time to just turn off what gets in the way of your God-given ability. And actually what's crazy is life gets a little more fun, because once the phone turns off, you're not in the same constant, you're not running like a machine. You're moving like, okay, what's the next place I got to get to? It's 2:00. I got a good 20, 30 minutes to spare. I could probably, and literally the greatest surprises I've had this year have literally been with my phone being off. And I learned about a new food spot. And now it's not the healthiest thing, but I came across a lot of great sandwich places. Now, if I want to go get a good sandwich, I had the phone off to discover that. And that just gives me more rapport to think like, okay, maybe when I get home, I'll probably make a egg salad sandwich. That sounds great to me right now. You know? But if my phone wasn't off, I would have never seen the sandwich place. That is just a personal thing. That's my vulnerability being shown to you guys. But yeah, get a big old map out. When was the last time you like remembered a landmark? Remember that? Remember that old school day of like, remember back when you had to print out directions? Had a year without internet, wasn't all bad about it. Nowadays, it's like folks be really thinking like, man, if you ain't got the internet, you just kind of cooked. No, you got people around you. You just haven't talked to them yet. There's people everywhere. There's literally people everywhere. And you know something, actually, this is something I would actually advise more of. You know, there used to be a time where you could walk to a neighbor's house and ask for something from them. When was the last time you asked your neighbor for something and you didn't like know them off rip? You just, hey, I noticed that we're like neighbors. I need help with something. We talk about Facebook friends. We talk about Instagram friends. We talk about followers and likes. And it used to be a time when like you could just go to your neighbor and be like, hey, bro, what's going on? Da 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 da. Like friends would come over from like their house and like hang out. Kids in the neighborhood. Yeah, you can't do that with neighbors you don't know. But like there used to be a point where like my next door neighbor was like really close with my parents at one point when I was growing up. That's changed now. Hey neighbor, can I get a little peace and quiet today? Actually, what's funny is I actually remember playing years ago. My dad plays keys. I play MapQuest. It's hilarious. My dad plays keys. I play drums. I grew up playing drums in church and my dad would play keys he played keys all of his life, basically. And I remember there was one particular day where we were in the backyard before all these homes had got built. And we were just in the back kind of jamming. His keyboard, a speaker, and a drum kit. And y'all know how it is with people in like sound complaints, noise complaints. I remember jamming with my dad for like a good afternoon. I remember just realizing how fun it was to play music outside of like my bedroom. And then we had neighbors that would just come over and be like, yo, y'all sound like a full band. What's going on? Not knowing that like that turned into what I know now. I was about 10 to 13 years old, maybe younger than that, actually like 7 to 13. My dad would just take his speaker out, play keys with his keyboard plugged in. I had my drum kit like plugged in, and we just jam, and the neighbors loved it, bro. Rare Species said, my neighbor asked me for help the other day, mowed the lawn for him. He gave me a new fan in return. See? And just think about it from this perspective too. Think about the amount of people that you sit next to, drive next to, walk past, sit on a plane next to. Y'all ever just think like you're gonna be sitting on a plane next to a stranger for at least 5 hours and not even say, hi, I really like your jacket. Where'd you get your jacket from? I got my jacket from here. What's your name? No, my name's Kaelin. What's your name? You know how easy it is to just meet people? We don't ever just talk about that. Bro. But I digress. I'm just kind of like rambling at this point. So, with that being said, Makers FM, I appreciate y'all just letting me rant like this.
You are now tuned in to Makers Radio, the best in the world. If you don't know, now you know. No.
Yeah. To me, everybody is God's creation in one love. Yeah. Everybody was created special for a certain reason. Everybody you come across is either within a season or for a reason. There's a reason why you are sitting in the same space, and it's not just cause you got a flight. There's a reason you're supposed to be sitting next to these people. When you really be paying attention, pay attention. That's all I gotta say. Pay attention. Your awareness can save your life and maybe change your life. That's principle. That's principle. So, principles aside, had to let that be known so we can cook up and create some great music today. Y'all ready to cook up some tunes? All right. So, what's your experience with dubstep, either listening or producing? I tried dubstep one time, but I realized like my gravitation to my gravitation. Someone put Fresh Prince in the Discord. I'm geeking. Wait, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Because I just did this. I just had this joint. Yo, Will was hilarious back in the day. I miss when Will was like, didn't know how to act, but he would just act how he thought acting was. You know what I'm saying? That soundbite, yeah. I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I tell to the man, "Yo, smell you later." The way he said, "I pulled." Will said, "I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I tell them, yo, go, smell you later." I'm having a silly moment right now. My apologies, guys. But yes, I have a sample flip literally due right now in the Makers Club. It's due literally next week, Tuesday. If you want to flip that, it's there. But I'm going to flip some stuff a part of the Makers Club and see what's going down. So we have some submissions from LT and Louis. Louis, he dropped 3. Okay. So I'm curious to see what's going on. Let's go. This feels nice. French vibes, somehow. Shout out to Louis, bro. He's goated. Downloading this. Yeah, let me run that one too. Let me see Turnstile is. I like this sample. Sunday evening. I kind of want to flip this one first. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see what the other one is. Ooh, I just mixed Killer Cola with this energy drink I got. See what Pride LT got. crazy. That chord is crazy. I'll go to that one next. I'm gonna hit the turnstile first and go from there. Y'all coming through with some absolute heaters today, and I'm really, really appreciative. Very, very appreciative of it. My God. Let's see how we do this. So what we're about to do is a thing called the gauntlet. And if you don't know what the gauntlet is, usually I take about, 20 to 30 minutes, maybe 15. And I just basically take whatever I have in front of me and I flip it. So we're going to do it for 20 minutes for about 3 times. And also, just to explain what the gauntlet is, you make a beat, do it in 20 to 30 minutes. Whatever you do, you could flip a sample, make a loop out of it, mix something, whatever. After you finish it, do it 2 more times. Like close the project and do it 2 more times extra. It not only just gives you more beats, but it makes you more aware of what your patterns are when you do create. So when you make more, you know what to gravitate to first and not think about it so much. It creates presence. Okay. So with that being said, hey Siri, set a timer for 22 minutes. Thank you. Let's get it. Throw the sample over here. Let's see here. I had this beat running too, so let me turn it off. It's 126. I want to do something specific to the sample. I'm not gonna lie. Turn this down, turn this up. Gotta warm the pot. Yeah, ask questions. I'm gonna try my best to communicate. You know what I'm hearing with the sample? My brain is hearing that, so I gotta chop this thing up. So in order to be able to do this right, you got to know which one you're trying to go for. You're trying to get trying to hear so watch this right here. Oh, wait, I got to do it again. I want to do the same thing to that one because I like the variation. So move that over here. Explain what happens when you're trying to work on a song and you don't know necessarily what to do next. I could probably be able to help you with that real quick. I like that first one. Okay, cool. So now I got that out the way. I gotta add the drums next. So gotta add these drums. All right, there we go. Yeah. Are there extra drivers you need? No. You just plug it in. If you got like if you got a Mac, it syncs up immediately. Windows, you just have to restart it, but it's pretty solid. One. Read this real quick. What do I grab it to first? I guess it depends on what I'm trying to do. A lot of people don't know exactly what they're trying to aim for when they're making music. Because for me, I'm a drummer. So of course, when I start playing drums, because I play a lot of songs on drums, something that happens, and this is why I actually advise everybody to learn an instrument. And Cento, if I'm off, let me know. If I'm off, let me know. But 9 times out of 10, people, when they're making music, they're not thinking about what they're trying to say. And it's actually funny because I used to just make beats and realize like I don't know necessarily what I want to do or where I want to go. I play so many songs that have an intro, a verse for 4 bars, a pre-chorus for 4 bars, a hook for 8 bars, and it just repeats over and over again. And so when I started playing music, I realized playing music allowed me to be able to like bite off of that. That's like the default arrangement when I listen to music. You're probably going to hear a hook. You're probably going to hear a chorus. You're probably going to hear something repeat over and over again. It's just a matter of what it is that you want to do. So I think having a good indication of like how or what you know about music, like do you play music is a question. And if you play music, whatever you know about music, you should imitate that to be able to help you create arrangements. So usually whenever I would sing or play music in church, I would just do an A-B thing. I would be like, okay, this is the A side and the B side is the hook. And you see the A side again, you see the B side a little bit different. And then as you keep singing it, it just changes and you can start having fun with it, start going crazy. And that allows you to be able to create arrangements. That's how I go about it. Even watch this. Just watch. Watch this. I'm gonna turn this down right here. All right, there we go. Most people when they're making music, they're just trying to make something, not knowing exactly where they want to go with it. It's just like a hip hop beat. More like, like a soul hip hop beat. Oh, there we go. There we go. I just needed that. You'll see what I'm working on in a moment. I haven't even like defined it, but I know exactly what I'm aiming for when I'm playing. Now I can hit enhance. Yeah, there we go. Now we get the sample. Find something that has a direction. If there's anything close to what you're trying to aim for, find the direction and imitate it. It'll get you closer to where you're going. There's a scripture that says, "My people perish from a lack of knowledge." If you know where you want to go, it'll be a lot more easier to get there. That's usually the tough part. It's like, where am I going? And the people don't know where they're going, not knowing that the principals are taking them there. Now watch this. I know this compressor, saturate. Let me just crank the dial. Yeah, there we go. You gotta have references. There's gotta be something you're pulling from to do it. If only y'all knew the amount of Dilla records and Flying Lotus records I've heard do this exact same beat style. That's how I get there. Ooh. One more time. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna try that. That's it right there. Hey, there we go. Now I can just go in here, hit the knock plugin. I got on the master. Yeah, there we go. Hey, hey. Change the snare. Wait a second. Woo! Wait a second. Let me go ahead and hit this real. There we go. Now I can go ahead and have fun with it. Duplicate it real quick without the high. Throw that like high on it, and I need that like reverb to really, really like. Now I can just go have fun with it. I'm gonna hit the clay clap because my clay clap is like my go-to. I need like a top end of that to like really sound a little rock, little shaky. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. And this allows me to just get a little dirtier. Yeah, that clap does a huge difference. Now watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna put this all on a. Yeah. Turn it down on the mids. I know what I'm aiming for now, so I'm just kind of going in that direction. You can hear it by the way this sounds. Now I'm about to just have fun. Mute this. I'll layer this. That's an accident. That was kind of crazy. Oh, that was really crazy. That was an accident. And I can really make it dramatic as all get out. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that. Cause Dilla would do this thing where he's like, it's like, yeah. Mess with this knock a little bit. That sample. Serum. Let me hit that bass real quick. There's something I'm gonna try. I'm gonna throw this sample in here. Watch this. Take the sample out. I remember back when I would hear like Dilla records or like Madlib, they would do this thing. You know that thing he would do, and like Madlib would do these things. He would do stuff like that all the time. Watch this. This is usually what I do. Arrangement wise, when you have a good idea and it just kind of rolls for a bit, arrangement is already there. Now, this is why I asked y'all, I told y'all, like when you create, you got to know what you want. You got to have a good indication. And usually if you allow the music that you're inspired by to just naturally speak, what you are naturally prone to do will show up, or what you're naturally into will pop up on its own without even trying. If you just get out of the way and just make the music, like put the sound on the thing and see where your curiosity lies. That is where your inspiration comes from, things that you listen to, ideas pop up from different songs. And so literally, quite literally, I'm going to remove just this time and I'm going to remove the drums and the bass because this is literally the intro. This is literally the intro. Look at this. I can't even make it up. It writes itself. It makes itself up. Let it loop right there. Woo! Yep. Duplicate this again. And that's a whole track. You can take the drums out right here. Right here. Tuned in to Makers FM right now. We just cooking up live right now. Shout out to Louis C for the sample.
You are now tuned in to Makers Radio, the best in the world. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. Let's go. You know what I think the problem is? Onyx says, what's wrong is if you're outright trying to steal it and present it as your own original idea. The problem happens here is this. A lot of people don't realize a lot of people don't realize when you are called for your gift to be used, your gift is a one of one. Shout out to Cowboy. Shout out to Cowboy. Love you, man. Y'all go. He's going to the store. Y'all want anything? But the problem here is this: is when people make music, right? The problem that happens is there's inspiration and there's flat out just jacking an idea. Now, to be inspired by is that inspired means breath, like to breathe in, to inspire. You know what I'm saying? It's literally from motion. And what stops it is when you're not taking in the wind that someone is giving. It's like, you know, when someone like creates something and you're like, dang, that just kind of like made me think different. Someone else's motion created motion within you to think differently. So keep that at the forefront. What often happens is we start confusing someone else's voice as our own, and we don't put it through our own like brains to think about what exactly about this resonates with me. Why I love Jay Dilla so much is because he perfectly makes beats as if he played drums in music in church. That's what I love about Dilla's music. His sound, his style, all of it sounds like he literally programmed as if he played an instrument in church. You can listen to all of his beats and it sounds literally like someone in church who grew up in church programmed the sounds. And not saying that he didn't, but also too, think about who he's surrounded by. He was literally he was part of the Soulquarians. Like he was literally part of the Soulquarians. And that is what I love about his sound. A lot of people don't talk about it enough, but when you hear how he like hear his chords, it sounds like he played drums and chords in church. And then when you guys hear what I'm doing, I'm literally taking what I learned in church and just throwing it here. That's where all the inspiration comes from. Yeah, inspiration literally is someone else's flame. But like the problem is we mistake that flame as our own, thinking if we take the exact same sound and using the exact same style and using, of course you're going to get someone that sounds, or you're going to get something that sounds familiar, but it won't be your voice. But it's when you take your own voice in these different areas, like who makes like drums, who makes this, who makes that. We don't look at it as if, what is my voice trying to say through this thought process? And I think that's what I love about Dilla's music. Flying Lotus is another great example of that because he programs like he's a church musician. That's what I love about Flying Lotus's programming. He programs like he played like he was orchestrating arrangements in church. That's what I love about Flying Lotus's music. And it's now funny saying it out loud because that's what I always gravitated towards. I always gravitated towards instrumental music with powerful compositions. And what do you think gospel music is? It's after the words have been said in the song. It's those little moments, them little brackets where it's like, ooh, can we stay right there? Can we set it? Can we stay right there? Can we stay right there? Like this right here. Can we stay right there? That's what it feels like. Even when holding that note, that's very churchy. And even when you hear the chords right here come in, watch this right here, chords right here. That's how it works. Solo jams in a song. Yeah, so what should I name it? What did you say? What did I say is the question? Because I'm just talking right now. I am just talking right now. $2.93. Solo jams in a song. Solo jams with. But I hope all that made sense. Did anything? Can we just stay right there? Yeah, I like that. Can we just stay right there, right here with Louis? Yeah, that's tight. 176. Wombology. I struggle to find a balance. He says this. Vance Swango says, I struggle to find a balance with creative influences. A few of my peers have said that's just ripping off someone. Yeah, what Timbo did, that he ripped somebody completely off. That's literally. I'll give you a good example. Actually, I'll do something completely off the cuff. Let's kind of think on our toes here. What is a beat that we all like, that we all could low-key agree about, whether it's a Dilla track or whatever? Like, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something crazy, because this is low-key how I used to find a lot of my style. I would basically imitate like a Dilla drum pocket, and then like I would literally layer on top of his own drums and then turn off the original song, and then boom. Any advice for people who want to have more complex drum patterns? Not the typical snare on the 2 and the 4, boom, chack, boom, boom, chack. This can be dope too, but if it gets used so much, I'll tell you. So a lot of people don't listen to the music. Okay? So to be a great drummer, it comes from listening to rhythm, but not just listening to the rhythm. Boom, cha, boom, boom, cha, boom, cha, boom, boom, cha. But you could do that on every single sample. The problem comes in when you're trying to come up with it. Now, when I make music, I listen to other things besides the drums to come up with rhythms. So if I were to take off this sample, right? I'm just gonna play just the drum pocket I got here. Look at this. So here it is, right? If I take the sample and play it by itself, this is what it's gonna sound like. All those little nuances that you're hearing in a sample can be imitated through another sound. So when I'm trying to come up with drum pockets, I literally listen to other things and base whatever my drum pocket is off of the rhythm of another thing. And I'll even do it again. I'll make another one just off of that whole premise. Let's make a new one. Let's make a whole brand new one. I'm gonna just sample something off cuff. New one. Let's go. All right, so advanced drum pockets. Usually people be like, "Oh, Kaelin, do you start with drums? Do you start with drums first? Do you start with the sample first?" No. What I start off with is listening. If you want to come up with something, you could do your own drum pattern, but you're kind of like basing everything off of the drums. But the drums aren't supposed to, like, it's an accompanist, right? Think about a singer singing and you have an instrument. People tend to forget that when instruments were made, all instruments were intended to mimic the voice and the human body to some degree. Think about it. Everything about music has been intended to imitate a voice or a thing. All of it. So when it comes to figuring out drum pockets, you got to listen to what something is so you can come up with a pocket. What easily, even think about a pocket. What do you do with a pocket? What is a pocket? You put things into the pocket. But the only way to have a pocket is to have a pair of pants. Who's wearing the pants? Yeah. It's like you have to imitate the rhythms you hear in samples. So I'm going to pull up a random sample. However you listen to it can literally break things down. Your point, the whole point when you listen is to simply break it down. Break it down. Because there's two ways you can hear this. And I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to pull. I'm gonna pull from one of these samples. Yeah, I'm going to pull from this sample right here. This is actually a joint from the KPM library. They hooked me up with like 1 million some samples recently. So I'm about to be using this. Shout out to KPM for the one time. You can listen to this 2 different ways. So just check this out. 1, 2, 3, and crazy, right? You can listen to it like this. So there's another way you can listen to this exact same thing. You can look at this same sample and listen to it totally differently. The way this is sounding to some of y'all probably in this chat is going to sound a little bit different than how I'm thinking about it right now. So I'm not even thinking on like counting it the way it's playing. Watch this. 2, 3, 4. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. People forget you can do this. You can look at the same sample and hear it totally different than how they played it. You catch my drift? You see where this is about to go? Hey Siri, set a timer for 22 minutes. Watch this. Just watch this. I'm about to do something so funny. The way my brain thinks about samples, I literally, you could do it in 3/4, you could do it in 4/4. It's just a matter of what are you listening for? Most people be like, I'm trying to count what it is. But you can also make things form to a different way. You can make things form however you want to see them. That's how powerful the brain is. That's how powerful your creativity is. That's crazy. You just got to look at it differently. You got to look at the same sample. You can look at the same sample differently depending on what you're listening for. And that's usually the problem because most folks don't know what they're listening for. Yeah. And low key, one of the things I loved about like the classic genres of how things were is that people listened. Yeah, it's just what you're listening for comes off what you listen to. And that's what pops up. There's a reason why you say this song reminds me a little bit of this or that. Like, that's the reason why. I'm gonna roll that high off. Watch this, watch this. Duplicate this. gonna try something. Now let me go and mute this real quick. Now the sample exists. My decision has been made. Now I'm about to just go ahead and build around it. So now I gotta think like pocket wise, right? And I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. The whole point behind music theory is that you learn the theory enough to be able to forget about it, and it naturally just comes through your hands or your brain or your playing or it's the whole point of music theory is literally to forget about it. So once you learned about it, you can use it. That's literally the whole point. That's what people forget. Quantize this. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now I can go ahead and just have fun with it. Yeah, it's like language. Exactly. Once you learned how it works, you now use it. Now you have understood. If you know what song I'm referencing in my brain right now, then this is brownie points for you. Now I'm just gonna have fun with the drums. So now everything is there. So I just gotta tweak it a little bit. I'm gonna put something interesting on this hi-hat. I want to put noise. It's the first thought I had instinctively. See if I mess around with this pitch envelope. It does sound familiar, right? I'm gonna go to Serum and I'm gonna find like a weird percussive thing that can go on top of this. Let me go to auxiliary kit. Auxiliary kit got some crazy stuff in it. Let me try something. Ooh, wait a second. That's kind of crazy. Now, this is where I'm just kind of having fun and thinking of. Now you start starting to see where it's starting to go. I love that right there. Now we just go ahead and have fun with that. I'm gonna lay down one more hi-hat on top of that. I'm using a combination of Serum, my drum rack that I created called Drum Sculptor, and this is a newer update, by the way. It hasn't come out yet. And Addictive Drums. Now watch this. Yeah, there we go. Now I can just go ahead and group all this together. Now, once all the drums are all there, now you can just have fun with it. I'm gonna group all this together and throw knock drums on top of it. Just watch this. You can just have fun with that. Throw like delay on it. Now, once we go back to the sample, it's gonna make so much more sense. Back to the sample, watch this. To make that warmer. Watch this. Let's see here. I'm gonna do something weird. So I'm thinking there's a preset I have specifically for Absinthe. What I love about all these old school native instrument plugins is that they low key were effects racks at a particular point, and I realized they could have done more with Absinthe. I'm actually surprised they haven't made a newer one. I'm surprised they haven't made an FM9. That's also another discussion. Watch this. They have like audio effects. If you take that off, turn it back on. It just creates a lot of like color. This over here. That's kind of crazy. Something weird right now. I'm thinking something weird right now. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Baby, baby. See, this is what the music is supposed to do. And if so ever. Oh, this is so crazy. Yeah. I might have some. You got the acapella, bro? Throw it to the Makers Club, bro. Drop it in the Makers Club, bro. I don't like this. I like that. Watch this. You can change the note. Watch this. Just watch how one little tweak is gonna change the entirety of how this feels. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? You see how one little tweak just did something? You know what? It makes me think of another song too. At things, you can look at everything so different, and that's one thing people don't understand. You can look at the same thing differently. So many different versions of it. You could really just have fun. And that's what people tend to forget. You learn all this theory to be able to turn it into what you want it to become. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Yeah. I went back to the original.
In the world, if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. And what's funny is you can just strip everything back. I just kind of want to sit with that for a second. I want to stick with that because that's too good to my spirit right now. You ever hear something so dope, you're just kind of like, whoa. Can I take it there for a second? Put the drums back. This is how B sections happen. This is what I've been trying to tell y'all about. You can take rhythms from other things and use it. So think about it like this. You're hearing, remember I was doing the Usher thing like da 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 da. You could literally be like da 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 da. You can take and do that. You can do abba dibba dibba ada da da da. That's all I got for you. I'm just over here having fun, dude. I appreciate y'all letting me vibe out. That was magical. I saved that whole bass thing right there. So it's nice in the headphones. Let me play it on speakers. No questions? Yes, sir. See, this is why I try to tell y'all, understand how it works. If you understand how things work, and this is actually something I would recommend, because this is one of the problems that I'm recognizing, is that people don't know the point, the purpose, the point, the thing. Why is it important to have some sort of theory behind music? And I'll explain why. the beauty behind having theory in music is you have some sort of knowledge basis to go off of. Now, think about it from this perspective. A lot of people said, like, I've had a problem learning music theory. Okay, understood. But let's look at like the point, right? And a lot of the things about a lot of the things that happen when it comes to trying to pull from theory is the theory is not intended that is what you at the moment think of when you're making music. A theory is only intended to give you, the creative, a maker, the whole synopsis of how to think. Think about it like that. Like, we all have theories behind how something works. Maybe the way something works for you might be a little different for others, right? I'm not a keyboardist by default, but I can play keys. So if you ask me like, what key are you in? I wouldn't be able to tell you directly. I'd probably be able to give you a synopsis, but I got a good grasp on what a key is for a song. It's like the main host of notes that you are grasped towards. No matter what key it is, I feel like I can transpose any key to like any key to play. I only have one key I'm really, really proficient in. It's F sharp E flat, which is precisely this note on a keyboard. The start of the three notes. I only know this scale. I know it enough to be able to get weird with it. I know it enough to play around. But the whole point behind theory is to literally give your brain something to operate off of when you're not thinking. Because we only use 5% of the brain. The other 95% is where the theory goes, whether you recognize it or not. We all know a little bit about music theory without necessarily knowing. Well, Kaelin, I know all about music, but I don't know how to play an instrument. I don't know where the dots have connect, where they don't connect right now. Well, the reason is your body has to have something to enact that thing you just absorbed, aka your favorite song, aka this is no different than when a DJ is DJing and they think of a song that works for a room. It's exactly the same part of the brain that's working. We forget that. But theory is literally just the brain that your brain uses to be able to play. And the more that you're able to understand how something functions, you will be able to use it. You couldn't use an iPhone if you didn't know how the iPhone worked. Have you seen how people look without using an iPhone? Like Android, like imagine someone that doesn't have a phone. They wouldn't know anything about the App Store. They wouldn't know anything about Instagram. I low-key feel like that would be a giant blessing if I didn't have a cell phone, but still be able to operate like this. But I need to understand technology. You unfortunately gotta have, I can't imagine not having an iPhone. Turn off your phone for one day and just see how different you feel at the end of the day. You be trying to figure out what to do. All of us are like that. I did that literally a few days ago and I was like, I don't feel normal. So I'm gonna call this K-Lo-Fi. I'll call it K-Lo-Fi. That's what I call it. This is beat 290. Put a question earlier. How did the lead come about? And also what chords are you using? I have no idea what chords I'm playing. I could show you a little synopsis of like what it looks like on Ableton, but I can't even explain to you what chords I'm playing. I just know the chord like has like a function to it. That's as far as my brain has been able to perceive. K-Lo-Fi. The lead really just came from me like humming, mumbling. When I make music, there's so many songs that my brain has conceived over the years that when I'm hearing something that sounds familiar, I'll literally start humming out songs, and whatever sticks is what I end up singing. Yeah, I'll try and load it up real quick, and you'll see. You'll see. K-Lo-Fi 144. Let's see here. These chords right here, we're looking at a G major 9, F major 9. Yeah, major ninth chords, major 7th and major 9th chords. Low key. Low key. Low key. Low key. Yeah. So I'll tell you this. If you just hear the chords by itself, I'll tell you one person who uses these chords way more than I am right now. And y'all want to know who uses these chords? I'll show you. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at the diagram. Look at this. Look at this. You know who uses those chords? How many Pharrell records have you heard? These are literally the same chords to frontin'. I don't even know the words. These are the same chords to frontin'. He just be playing major 7th and major 9th. It literally is. Yeah, these are definitely Pharrell chords. But it's funny how we call them Pharrell chords. But literally, these chords, Pharrell, in literally 43% of the radio, he used those chords at one particular point in the world. Overall, Black Keys is the number of beats for the month, just overall you've done. For the year. I usually count at the end of the year. I'll be like, all right, how many beats did I make? And then boom, there we go. And I think last year, let me see how many beats I made last year. Let me see how many beats I did make last year. Let me check real quick. I'm actually about to look. Last year, December hit, I had a total of 521 ideas, which he stole from Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson took that from someone too. Quincy Jones. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people have no idea who do y'all know who Greg Philliganes is? Do you know who Greg Philliganes is? Philliganes. Does anybody in this chat know who Greg Philliganes is? Would love to learn about the lead as well. I have no idea what I played for the lead. This was a sample. I can hum it, but I don't know what that is. Greg Philliganes. Nah, trust me. Greg Philliganes. Well, if you don't know what that name is, I'll have you know that before Michael Jackson had all those records with the major 9th chords, there was one Stevie Wonder. And Stevie Wonder, currently at this moment, might be, I think he's actually considered literally one of the greatest artists ever. Stevie Wonder, Grammy, 70s decade. He had, not interested. He won Grammy Award for Album of the Year 3 times during the decade of Intervisions, Fulfillingness, First Final, and Songs in the Key of Life. That's Michael Jackson's cousin. Greg Philliganes played on Michael Jackson's music, and Greg Philliganes played like Stevie Wonder. Greg Philliganes. All of Michael Jackson's stuff. Greg Philliganes. I'm going to type his name in so y'all know. Greg Philliganes. This guy is the genius behind Michael Jackson. This is the guy. When we talk about like chords, the like guy who came up with it, he played behind Stevie Wonder for like a decade. Greg Philliganes. Stevie Wonder used to, they were working together. If you ever look up this, if you want to just peep his rap sheet, look. Solo, he had his own stuff, but with Quincy Jones, 100 Ways. With John Mayer, Sob Rock. Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Thriller, Bad, Dangerous. David Gilmour, Sheryl Crow, Mick Jagger, Donna Summer, Denise Williams, Thelma Houston, Dionne Warwick, Toni Braxton, Brenda Russell, Paul Simon, Bill Withers, Michael McDonald. Yes, he created our language. You have been listening to Greg Philliganes and didn't even know it. Faith Evans, Keep the Faith. Mariah Carey, Merry Christmas. We all know Mariah Carey, Merry Christmas. Al Jarreau. Shaka Khan, What You Gonna Do For Me? Shaka Khan, he's the one that made it popular. Minnie Riperton, Love Lives Forever. That's a classic. A classic. We've been listening to him without even realizing. Cheryl Lynn, In Love. Her breakout. Roberta Flack. It still keeps going. Patti LaBelle, Neil Diamond, Donald Fagen, The Night Fly. I did not know he was playing on this. Yes. Earth, Wind, and Fire, I've Had Enough. You know this iconic cover. Joe Cocker, Stephanie Mills, The Jacksons. We all know The Jacksons. Destiny. Triumph. That's him. That's great. George Benson, Give Me the Night. Toto, Falling in Between. While the City Sleeps. Yeah, this is all him. Donald Byrd. Eric Clapton. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. Greg Philliganes. Conversation Piece. Stevie Wonder. A Time to Love. Stevie Wonder. Pointer Sisters. Isley Brothers. He literally was on tour with Toto. So when I say when I literally say all of these records, it's the same guy. It's the same guy. Eventually, Pharrell had started cracking the code with it. It wasn't the fact that Michael did it first. It was the fact that Michael was like working with Greg, and Greg worked with everybody. Don't stop till you get enough. Come on. Dun-dun-dun-dun. That's Greg Philliganes. Don't stop till you get enough. That's Greg Philliganes. That's Greg Philliganes, bro. When you know who Greg Philliganes is, you will know that you already understand what great music sounds like. A lot of people don't understand that Greg Philliganes is the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy. He created the language behind all of it. Matter of fact, did you know he's on the Saba record? He's on the new Saba album. He is. We've been listening to Greg Philliganes the whole time and didn't even know the very thing that created the thing that you like. That very same thing is exactly. If you ever get curious, look at the credits of your favorite songs, and you will find that either 1 to 10 people are probably going to pop up across all of your favorite songs. You think I'm lying? I'll show you something crazy. Let's go crazier. I'm gonna do you one more. Do you guys know who Bernie Worrell is? Bernie Worrell. Bernie Worrell. Do you know who this guy is? Bernie Worrell. Bernie Worrell. Rest in peace, Bernie Worrell. He actually passed away specifically this day, 2016. Yeah, I have. I have mentioned this gentleman a lot. This is the gentleman who pioneered Flashlight by Parliament Funkadelic. This is him. He invented that sound. He was also on the Ohio Players. Yes. Talking Heads. Yes. Yep. He was a part of Parliament Funkadelic. Free Your Mind, Maggot Brain, America Eats Its Young, Cosmic Slop, Standing on the Verge. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I watched Sinners. We had a whole conversation about that. I made a joint with my buddy. It's on my YouTube page. We made a joint that was inspired by Sinners. Tales of Kid Funkadelic. One nation under a groove. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Parliament. Osmium. That is one record I did. Free Your Mind and what? Yeah, I'm not going to say it, but y'all know. Free Your Mind and Your Will Follow. That's exactly what it's called. Up for the Downstroke, Chocolate City, Mothership Connection, A Good Evening. Do not turn off your... Where do you think I got the Funk Will Prevail information from? The Clones of Dr. Funkenstein. P-Funk. Got to get the P-Funk. I want to get the but yeah, that's him. That's him. Jerry Harrison, George Clinton, Talking Heads. The name of this band is Talking Heads. Speaking in Tongues by Talking Heads. Stop Making Sense by Talking Heads. Fela Kuti, Ginger Baker. Yeah, he was a part of a bunch of stuff. Most Def, The New Danger. Y'all know Most Def now, right? Pharoah Sanders. Yep. Yeah, he's a part of all of it. Your favorite producers, your favorite writers, they all had the same people. Same people a part of each record. You wanna know why it feels the same on all the songs? It's because more than likely there's people that are associated to the things you like in all these albums. Yeah. The more you know, the more stronger your case will be for theory, for things. And then eventually, subconsciously, all these things will present itself at some point. But the problem comes is people don't know. They just don't know. If you knew, you could crack a lot of codes. You could probably solve your problems. I love that y'all just let me just talk like this. This is fun. I appreciate y'all so much.
You are now tuned in to Makers Radio, the best in the world. If you don't know, now you know.
We'll make one more and get up out of here, y'all. Let's go. All right. So let's go back to the sample over here. There's a sample I'm thinking of right now. And yeah, this is it right here. Yeah, LT had something crazy I want to use. That's how I'm able to come up with all these ideas. I just know a lot of music. And when you know a lot, you can just kind of activate it at any point. Gives you a giant cheat code. Like imagine having a giant book in your brain. You just like, I could whip this mug at any point and nobody will see it coming. Shout out to LT for the one time. Let me get some of this stuff right. There we go. One over that high. I kind of want to see if I could turn up. I'm gonna lower the pot. Lower the size of the pot. Still trying to get it in my head that purchasing a DAW is an investment into not only my passion, but stewarding my God-given ability. Everything that you do towards your God-given ability sets you up. All of it is intended to. Every single part of it. Don't forget that. I'll put RC20 on top of this. I want to hear like some noise. I gotta hear some noise on top of this. Low key, going to Full Sail. Not saying that like everybody should go to college for music, but for what I did learn when I went to Full Sail, I learned a lot about music that I didn't know. I tried to imitate and be like that was enough, but I realized I didn't have enough knowledge to be able to pull off half of the things that I wanted to know. All of it was based on knowledge. All of it was. That's what the stream is gonna be catered to. Knowledge. What do you know? Kind of like that. Put RMS on. There we go. There we go. Take the leap, bro. Take the leap. It's worth it. I'm not necessarily sure what I want to do with this, but I know it just sounds great. I love that he stemmed it out, but I also like the fact that I could just chop it. Let me set my timer for 22 more minutes and that'll be it tonight. There's a few angles I'm thinking of. The first one I thought it was more of a fly low pocket, so I might go down that route. So let's go back over here. So I'm thinking hi-hats right now. My brain is thinking hi-hats at this moment. I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking like lots of hi-hats. 3, 4. There we go. The sample's crazy. You can kind of like, it's so open atmosphere. You can kind of like shape what you want the rhythm to be. And we have a lot of records to kind of pull from, so. I'm just gonna lay the patterns down and just kind of move from there. There we go. Put the center. The chorus on this. I pushed the volume on the compressor. I pushed the volume on it. That's how. Because as soon as I compressed it, it like took all the. There's like maybe. I'm like squashing the mess out of it, but I have a makeup volume on it. Yeah, it's like compression and chorus on it. Everything is squashing and pushing it up. So I'm squashing the dynamics, but I'm also pushing the volume of what I got up. It's like a, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what's happening. All right. Once I get this kick drum down, I'm gonna move the, let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, and. All right, let's move this. Oh, just wait. I'm designing it right now. Just watch this. Let me cook. Watch this. I'm gonna unlink this so I can make this super short. Y'all know I used to do a lot of stuff like this too, back in the old school days. And I like to drag my hi-hats back a little bit. Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and layer this other kick on top of it. Yeah, hit the volume X. I just gotta get a kick that like sits right. And I think I got one that'll do it all day. That's one. Fresh air. There we go. That's the one. Hit the kick right here. Make sure I turn this off. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I get to hit the rim. There's a rim I'm thinking of that'll work perfect for this. Volume 1. I need that right here. Over here. I'm gonna hit the saturator. I'm gonna hit the soft clip so I can kind of square it a little bit. Turn off the velocity. I just need to be able to push things. Remember what I was talking about earlier, right? Watch this. Hold up. Watch this. Now watch this. I'm gonna layer one more rim on top of this because the flam is sitting in a perfect spot for me. Now watch this. I need to get one more rim. There's one more rim. I love flamming. Yeah, the body of that is so crazy. That's crazy. Woo! One more time. Make sure I turn this off. Watch this. This is crazy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Duplicate that. Oh, this is gonna be so stupid. Hold up, hold up. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Record my breath. 1, 2, 3, and same thing over here. Whatever I did to the hi-hats, do this to quick. A little percussion. A little percussion. Look at that. Turn that off. I don't even want to hear that initial impact. I'm getting back to my old ways with this one. The bass because I've been doing longer bass sounds. Let's try it. Yeah. 2. Let me take away this. I just need to get that. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. What's that last note? What's that last note? That's it. That's it. I'm gonna try that one more time. Let's go. Duplicate that just twice. That's crazy. Wow. I'm gonna do something so silly. Let's see here. need right there. I need that. I need that. Yeah. This is.
in the world. If you don't know, now you know. No.
Wow. Sometimes when God walks in the room, you just gotta be ready for it. And no cap, I'm not even gonna lie. I had no idea what I was about to make today. because today's been kind of like a funny day. It's been a funny day, low key. I'll be honest. Funny more so in the space that I like specifically was thinking like, I'm inspired to wake up early, be prepared for whatever God places on my heart, and just see whatever happens. And so the funny thing about life is that whenever we create like this, it comes from just purely being present and being aware of what you got right now. What is in front of you at this very moment? Is your computer screen in front of you? If so, then you're very fortunate. So I say all this that like, if you understand how things work, if you know how things work, you can create that thing and then some. I could not have predicted anything that happened today. I'm just very thankful for you guys. I'm glad that like, we were able to create like 3 insane joints tonight. All of them are crazy. And this is literally after me this morning thinking like, man, I'm inspired to make music, but I don't know what direction I want to go down. I definitely think I'm about to start going back down the space route, because naturally I've just been gravitating to making like spacier styles of music, if that makes sense. Like everything that I'm learning right now is like gravitating towards like space. All of it. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, this whole stream, if you want to tap into it, we literally streamed from Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. Maybe I should just make a whole album full of these, just based off of this style. Maybe that's the point. You know what I'm saying? Like make a whole album just based on stuff like this. I haven't done it in years. Maybe that's what's next. I don't know. But my name is Kaelin Ellis, and you're tuned in to Makers FM. And I love you guys so much. This has been one insane day. I'll be live literally again tomorrow, if you didn't know. I'll be live literally at 2 p.m. Eastern with Ableton Live. We are going to be cooking up some stuff with the Expressive plugin. They're going to be talking, asking some questions. We'll be here 2 p.m., a lot earlier than the norm, but I'll also be live again Thursday for Feedback Thursday. And if you want to tap in with that, I highly suggest you to just tap in. You won't regret it. Trust me. You will not regret it. With that being said, this is your boy Kaelin Ellis with Makers FM. Signing off. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, morning, wherever you are on this planet. Makers Club, forever.
You are now tuned in to Makers Radio, the best in the world. If you don't know, now you know. No.
Peace out.